Hey guys, what's up? Um, give, give me a sec. Just stopping the music. Okay, so I think I'm streaming. That's what my streaming software says. Although Twitch dashboard says I'm offline, so we'll never know. Anyway, I'm gonna do some tactics. Hopefully, I'm streaming at somewhere's in the chat. Okay, so let's start. First problem, rook f2 defending some pressure black was putting on g2. The material count is weird. I mean, we're a pawn up, but this king is really exposed in here. Although this is a nice setup in here as well. This is undefended, but I don't see a way to make use of it because the e4 square is under control, so yeah, nothing really interesting out there. Taking here is not possible because of the ping, that's a pity. And oh, now I'm seeing this idea, rook g3 to threaten, yeah, that's a simple fork, rook g3, because actually the bishop on h3 is also undefended given the fact that this pawn is pinned. So rook g3 seems really strong move here. Because if rook f3 I can even take with the queen or the rook. Both of them are right, I guess. I guess I could take with the rook. Rook f3, rook takes, simple. So rook g3 and next move is rook takes bishop. That seems winning a piece. He has no checks. Queen is under attack, so white has no time for, you know, f5 or f takes e. So yeah, I think rook g3 is more or less an obvious move, and now take the bishop. And okay, this is an important moment here. We're up on material, but we want to survive here, so logical move would be move the bishop out, but yeah, let's think for a moment, because I don't see a real difference between bishop c7 and bishop e8. So what's the difference? There must be a difference between both moves. One match to what? I'm doing tactics today. What can the difference be between bishop c7 and bishop b8? What is white's threat anyway? Is queen c4 a follow-up? Now that we don't have a threat? Yeah, maybe queen c4 is a follow-up. Like, let's take, for example, bishop c7, queen c4, attacking these two. I mean, attacking the rook, yeah, but then rook g7, right? Rook g7 should be good enough. Huh. What else can be the threat? So one good thing about bishop c7 is if I have to give up this pawn on b7, it's not going to be with check. And here it's not only with check, but it might also lose the bishop in some lines. So yeah, bishop c7 seems a little bit safer, but honestly I cannot see a clear line to favor bishop c7 over bishop e8. On the other hand, on b8 it's defended by the rook, although the rook is doing... the rook does not want to defend something on b8, honestly. So I guess I'm gonna do bishop c7, but I'm not really understanding what's the idea. Why bishop b8 would be that bad. So let's take bishop b8, queen here, rook g7, queen c4, rook g7. Unless there's a move, an additional move, a move that's not moving the bishop, but I don't see it. No, that cannot be. So bishop b8, queen c4, rook g7, what's the problem? That after king f1, no, king f1, rook h1. I don't know. Okay, let's take bishop b8, queen here, queen c4, rook g7, rook f6. No, that's queen g2 mate. No, I don't. I don't know what's the difference between bishop c7 and bishop b8. I'm gonna do bishop c7. Queen c4 was played. Okay. I thought rook g7 was a very sensible move here because it defends f7 and it also defends the rook. I guess queen here might be not good because of rook takes b7. So I'm gonna stick to what I saw. And I failed the puzzle, so yeah, I'm definitely missing something here. Whoa. Rook f8, I cannot believe it, because then the rook will be hanging on h3. So queen e6, he takes on c5 with check. No, that cannot be good. So if not, rook here, I mean queen e6 or queen g6, both hang c5 with check. So what am I missing? Rook back to g3, letting him enter f7, is that too crazy? Oh, rook f3, wow, rook f3, I didn't see this move. Rook f3, interesting. Rook f3, rook takes f3, queen takes f3, queen takes c5 check. I don't believe it. King d8 and I'm safe in that line. Now the rook is hanging on g8, what am I saying? Rook f3 is so stupid move. Guys, I don't know. I still don't understand why rook g7 is not a good move here. So I'm gonna try random moves. Okay, rook hg3 was the solution, and it's hard for me to understand. I'm not going to... Hi Candela, what's up? I'm not going to turn the engine on, but I really need to understand why is this so great for black. I guess we just run away. Okay, but why isn't rook g7 a good... because he does this, check, and this. Isn't this great anyway for black? Bong Bang Bing, what's up? I don't understand what's wrong with rook g7 here. And why not bishop e8? Maybe I'm too asleep. Okay, I guess I will turn on the engine. I will turn the engine on for a sec. So bishop b8. There's queen c4 with advantage white. Whoa. And after this, there's queen f4 winning for white. Whoa. Yeah, I guess this is an issue. Wow, that was hard to see. And with bishop b8, the difference is that after rook g3, yeah, this is the difference. Rook takes b7 is check, and now Okay, so I got a point with the bishop c7 move, but then I didn't find the follow-up. Never mind, let's continue trying to solve some tactics. Knight f5, hitting g7, okay. What's going on here? Very messy position. Material is equal. We cannot castle because this bishop is hanging, but taking the knight and then castling, that's what I would probably do in a real game. Also castling long makes some sense, but yeah, if this position is given, it must be because of some problem. So for example, whenever we take here, these two pieces are hanging, so knight takes b5 hangs the bishop, and bishop takes b5 hangs the knight, and pawn takes hangs the bishop. So, and also the pawn on b5 threatens the bishop, so pawn takes b5 seems to win a piece. However, I guess we need to take first on f5, because if we do it immediately, there might be some possibilities for white additional options. Knight takes check, king f8 doesn't feel right for white anyway. I'm doing tactics, Fonza. And maybe 96. Okay, so what's wrong about taking? And then taking on b5. Takes, he takes, take on b5. He takes with the bishop, I take the knight on c3. I don't see anything wrong, so let's do it. Okay. Okay, so that was it. However, if I take first, I'm not sure what's wrong with this. I guess there are some issues. I guess he takes on e7. Yeah, that's probably right. Because now if I take, he saves the knight, and if I take the knight with this check, he saves both pieces. Yeah. So that's why we needed to take on f5 first. Okay. Next, okay, queen takes knight. Seems so obvious that I'm not sure if there's something better. But queen takes knight is so obvious, and he has no checks. What can black do? Queen takes knight, queen somewhere threatening the knight, queen back to f3, queen g2. Yeah, it seems so obvious. Honestly, I'm worried that there might be something I'm missing, because too easy. Ah, there's no queen f3 now. Okay, okay, okay. At least we have some trickery here. Okay, so queen f3 is no longer possible. And if queen e5, for example, are we running into some perpetuals? I don't think so, because we're going to have knight f2 at some point. So queen e5, queen e2 check, king g1. If queen checks somewhere, king g2. And if queen back check, knight f2, and there's no perpetual, so yeah, queen e5 seems right. Is there anything to say about knight f6 check? So knight f6 check, king g7, what else? No, I think we're losing the piece. Ah, queen e5 next. Yeah, the problem is then he might have some perpetuals there. So knight f6 check, king g7, queen e5, queen d2 check. How do we stop the checks? If at some point we protect with our queen, we go back with the queen, then trade queens and take the knight, so that's a draw. So I guess we have to do it without the check, queen e5. Yeah. Yeah, Candela, I think then the check is a problem, because now how do we escape from the checks? If at some point we do this trade and take here, and yeah, maybe I guess we're not winning. This pawn is doing a great job, and he has a majority here, so he's gonna have enough counterplay by the time we take on b4. And yeah, if we try to go up, this check should be enough, because, well, maybe not. Maybe it's still hard to evaluate this. Well, I guess black is perfectly fine here. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, maybe queen f5 was not necessary. Maybe h5 also. No, h5, knight takes h5. Interesting. So I guess this. Okay. Now we can even get checkmated here. h6, king here. Okay, never mind. That's just another line. Okay, so queen c7, I think it's a pretty decent move, threatening the queen, threatening mate in two different ways, and I'm not sure how is white going to defend, because queen h2, queen h1 is mate, and there's no queen move for white to prevent that, I guess. Besides taking the queen, but then it's mate on e1. Yeah, I think queen c7 wins on the spot. Yeah, so now we take the queen. That's it. Okay, that was easy. I hope more easy puzzles like this will come. So what about this check? Are we winning that rook? Bishop e3 check, rook f2 only move. This seems so easy again. I'm scared. So bishop e3 check, rook f2, bishop takes f2 check, followed by queen e1, Then after queen f1, no, his king is on h1 or f1. Wow, this is can't be that easy. Bishop e3 check. King to h1. Yeah, bomb bombing. That's the alternative. Queen e3, and actually I think it's better because after bishop e3 check, king h1. Yeah, the rook is defended. So queen e3 check. The queen is hanging on d3. Yes, absolutely. So queen takes, bishop takes with check. Yeah, that's so easy. And now we take, yeah. Yeah, somehow I was missing that the queen was defending the rook. Okay, here. At least we have this check to win the exchange back. And I'm wondering what happens with moves like knight e5 check or knight h4. Check, check. There, no. Yeah, knight h4, the problem is I'm not seeing the threat because queen h5 check in g8, knight g6. No, that's not a big threat. So black is spinning our bishop. Queen h5 makes sense. And after king g8, what do we do? Bishop a3. What's the threat with bishop a3? I mean, the material count is we're on exchange down, so queen check, king back, bishop a3, we're on exchange down. I don't see the threat with bishop a3. But also if I take on d8, then we're just regaining the exchange. I need a follow-up, a strong follow-up after that. The knight on a6 is defended. Equalizes, but I don't want to equalize, I want to win this one. These exercises ain't never about equalizing. Check, check there. Check. Yeah, I thought about knight h4, but I don't really see the threat. Let's say black takes the bishop. I have this check, king g8, knight g6 threatening the queen or the rook if he takes with the rook. But after that he just moves out, and queen h8 check, king f7, I don't have a follow-up there. So I don't see a huge threat. I think the puzzle is about equalizing because you started down with pin piece. Bong bang bing. In Lichess, there's no equalizing puzzles, as far as I know. So white must be winning here. And I would love, but I cannot find the way, but I would love to put a rook on h3. Ah, maybe 95. Yeah, I thought 95, but maybe 95 is possible. No, but that's the same problem as with knight h4. So knight g5 check, takes. Queen f5 or queen h5. Let's say queen f5. No, I don't see it. How can I bring the rook? Rook e1, that's a good one that I didn't consider. That's the best way to incorporate the rook, that's true. Yeah, and that's probably the solution. Rook e1, defending the bishop, and if rook d7, rook e4. Yeah. And after this, rook takes is not possible because rook takes will threaten the queen and mate. Yeah, so rook e1 is actually so obvious move. I'm embarrassed. Hey, Alisa Gapes has followed, thank you. Yeah, rook e1 is must be the solution. You hate chess, but you love me. Oh man. I'm trying to think what can black do after rook e1. Rook d7 does not work. Rook takes does not work. Rook f8 does not possibly work because then I check. Okay, rook f8 is interesting. Rook f8 as a reply to rook e1. I guess I'm in good shape now with the rook already on e1, and the bishop is defended, so probably just queen h5 or knight g5 followed by queen h5. Nah, queen h5. Okay, I guess rook e1 has to be played, and now after rook f8, let's have a think. What is the threat with rook e1? Well, the threat, I don't know if I can go back, but the threat was rook e4 and rook h4 mate. Very hard to stop. And it was also defending the bishop. But yeah, the main threat was to incorporate the rook to deliver checkmate. And now I think rook f8 is a clever move, hitting the queen, because otherwise this construction was killing. So yeah, now probably the queen has to move. And that gives black some time. So we can either try to keep the structure, you know, cutting g8 for the king, like queen e6 to play rook e4, rook here, or we can check here, then choose which rook to pick, or incorporate the rook. And we can also sacrifice a knight, although I don't see that's good. Check, then rook lift. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. Check, king to g8, and then rook e4, although it feels a little bit slow. I'm trying to see more forcing moves like knight g5 or knight e5. Now you can take the two rooks. Well, I can only take one, I think. And that's a problem because we were an exchange down already. Queen takes f8 is no good. Queen takes f8 is a bad move because it's going to be the queen for the two rooks, and we were on exchange down, so then rook and bishop versus queen, I think we're not in good shape there. I think queen h5 must be the move here. It's the only move that makes sense, along with queen e6 maybe, but queen e6... Let me see. I badly want queen e6 to work here. Queen e6, queen d7, and we're not in time. Queen d7, we trade queens and take a full rook. So okay, queen e6. What does black do? g5 at some point. Maybe even immediately. I'm not sure about this position because, for example, queen h5 check, king g8, and what do I do? If I take one of the rooks, let's say bishop takes f8, rook takes f8, and we're equal material, absolutely equal material. I need a follow-up there, and I don't know if knight to h4 is strong or not. Position is great for white after that, with the rook on e1, but not sure if it's winning. DMC Hoodigan has followed, thank you. I'm not sure about checking and taking a rook. Trying to find something with the knight. Trying to find some knight e5. The queen check, so if I take the rook on d8 instead of on f8... The knight on g6 is going to be strong whenever one rook is off, right? So, yeah, for example, queen check in g8, bishop takes f8. Rook takes has to be played because otherwise queen h8 seems leading to strong initiative. So rook takes, and then knight h4, let's say, threatening knight g6, and knight g6 is going to be strong. After queen exchange, what? Wait, what? How do you exchange queens there? So knight h4, what does black do? Because knight g6 is really killing. Okay, let's do the check. And now hash 11011 has followed. Thank you, buddy. So my idea was, now if I take on f8, rook takes f8 is forced, I think. Knight h4, and the threat is basically to go to g6, queen h8, and kill black with the rook on e1 is a really strong plan. there any way we have some tricks with the knight? If bishop f8, queen f7? No, but then I'm a piece up. I trade queens and move the bishop out. If bishop takes queen f7, I trade queens and move the bishop to a3 and or to c5, and I'm a piece up. However, after trade takes knight h4, if queen f7, then knight g6 is killing. So yeah, let's try that. Queen f7, okay, I think I trade queens and go up. Yeah. I really didn't think queen f7 was the best move for black, but okay, if you said so, maybe you thought like the computer. Okay, good, 19 points. And finally, above 2400, let's go back and consider some lines. What happens next in this line? Okay, I'll show you, hopefully. So rook e1 was an obvious move I struggled to find. Defending the bishop. Now this would threaten queen and mate, so black cannot take, and also this is a strong threat, so rook f8, clever, hitting the queen to prevent this construction. And yeah, I wasn't sure. Queen e6 was interesting to try to checkmate, but I guess g5 now or in the next move would prevent rook h4 and would be annoying. So after the check, okay, this is forced. I thought he had to take with the rook because, yeah, this should be killing somehow. Still thinking how. Maybe queen h8 is not the best here. Maybe just going with the knight again. Yeah. And yeah, if rook takes, my intention was to go here and here. And let's say what I would do with black is probably try to defend the rook, so that after this I can keep the rook defended so this does not win the rook. I'm still not sure what's happening here. I have some rook e7 ideas at some point, so probably queen h7. Okay, I'm not sure about this line. Anyway, computer went for queen f7, and what happens? Why didn't bishop take rook at first opportunity? Okay, so first, let me answer your first question. What happens next in this line? What happens is black takes the queen and I move the bishop out. Maybe e7, maybe c5, maybe a3 because this is defended. And white is a piece up, basically. And now, why didn't the bishop take the rook at the first opportunity? What is the first opportunity? Because the puzzle started here, I cannot take because the queen is hanging. So after rook e1, rook f8, I cannot take again because the, the queen is hanging. So I guess that answers your question. Someone suggested to take here with the queen, but yeah, the problem is we're giving up too many material. Too much material? Too many pieces. Yeah, I don't think white has enough compensation. There's this idea, but honestly, let's say king here, and if rook e7, black can even take the bishop, and yeah, this is no good for white. We had check then takes, but the rook stays in. Yeah, after this check we took the rook, so yeah, I really took the rook the first at the first opportunity I had without hanging the rook. the queen, sorry. Okay, let's continue. Queen e4. I badly want to take on g6. So rook takes f4. Rook takes f4 is interesting. I guess queen e1 and queen takes g2 are the critical lines, because if rook takes f4, queen takes f4, because you know this would hang mate. So rook takes f4, queen takes f4, rook takes g6. Is rook takes d6 a good move? No, it's not. Wait. Ah, yeah, because of queen h8 mate. What am I saying? Yeah, rook takes d6 wins on the spot. So rook takes f4, black cannot take it. So queen takes rook or queen e1 are the critical lines. Queen takes g2, I guess. Rook takes f7. Seems nice. Then queen g1 check. Bishop c1. King takes f7. Queen takes h7 check. Well, I'm not sure. We're going to be an exchange down in that line. So maybe I need to start with... nah. By the way, queen e1 is killing us because with the rook on f4 there's no contact with c1. So rook takes f4 is a huge blunder. Queen e1 wins for black on the spot. So let's consider other moves. Rook takes g6 immediately. Is that too crazy? Queen takes g6. Yeah, that's too crazy. Six. Struggling to know what to do here. I mean, queen e1 is a strong threat, so I cannot go like rook h2 or... no, I cannot. I don't really want to play rook g1, it seems so sad. But maybe it's defending and preparing rook takes f4, so maybe rook g1 is the way to go. I don't really like it. Bone Bang Bing is saying something, but I don't know what. I don't understand. Rook's knight, rook's pawn is the only line that works and is completely forced. Yeah, I don't see any. Of course, rook takes knight is losing to queen e1. So rook takes pawn. I think it's not winning because queen takes, and I don't see a good follow up there. So yeah, queen e1 is the threat I need to work against. I thought about rook e2, but take the pawn with queen. No, that's not working. His knight is a little bit pinned, I have to say that. So a move like rook g1 is not so stupid. Because if I want to defend like a4, then I guess he can take on g2. Two rooks for a queen, or even take with the knight. Well, taking with the knight is risky, like a4 takes with the knight, rook takes f7, that's too risky for him. Although maybe after queen e1 check and rook takes b2 check, there might be some perpetuals for him anyway. So yeah, I guess I like rook g1 more than a4. And we're sort of threatening rook takes f4. Okay, so let's say rook g1. What can black do? We're threatening rook takes f4, but if he moves the knight, I take on f7. Rook a f8 does not help because rook takes f4 again. So what can black do? The knight is a little bit pinned, g5 is not an option. You know what? I'm gonna go rook g1. Now, that's an interesting queen d3 if rook b1. Queen d3? Okay, never mind. Is black threatening knight e2 after rook f1? I didn't play rook f1. Anyway, now if I take on f4, I guess black's idea is to sacrifice the queen, which is probably good for us. So rook takes f4, queen e1, rook takes e1, rook takes e1, check, bishop c1, rook takes c1 check, king b2, and we have a rook for a queen. That should be good. That should be good. I don't see anything wrong with that. Coop Twitch 91 has followed. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, we got it. We got this one right. Okay, so let's go back and see. So rook queen d3, someone said. Thank you, Coop Twitch. Yeah, I mean, I wanted rook f4 to work, but of course after this check we're checkmated. So rook g1 was required first, because I think if I saved the threat with creating some luft, he can even take here, and I don't see white winning this. And I even thought about this. No, this is good for us. Yeah, no. So yeah, he probably has to take with the queen. Anyway, after rook g1, we're threatening rook takes knight, and I don't see a good solution for him. What about queen takes h7, rook h2 check, rook h8? Yeah, that would be nice, but rook takes queen. Yeah. So rook g1 is killing, because besides rook e8, he didn't have anything, I think. After rook takes f4, he cannot take with this because of the checkmate, of course. And if he takes with the queen, there's checkmate also here on h8. So that was the reason why queen e1 was forced, and yeah, variation was so forcing. When black, do you guys know the squares by counting from the right, or do you do the alphabet backwards from the left? I know the squares. I know who square is which one. I don't count the squares, so to speak. No matter if I'm white or black. I think you get used to the squares. Sometimes I mix them up, as you can see. Sometimes I'm with the white pieces and I name this A1 and E5, D6, etc. But then I realize I'm black and I know this is E3, D4, H8. Why did he not pin the rooks? I guess you are talking about the previous puzzle. Why did he not pin the rooks? How is that? Boom, bang, bing. What did you mean? Okay, let's go back to the previous puzzle for a sec. I can click here, go back to the previous puzzle. I think I need to solve it again. It's not difficult because I just did it. And he means queen e3 here. Good point. Queen e3 is not a bad move. I guess rook takes g6 is killing because, yeah, now there's a queen hanging on e3. Yeah, I think rook takes g6. I didn't see queen e3, so that's a very legitimate question. But now I see that rook takes g6 is killing. Because if pawn takes, queen h8 is mate, and if knight takes queen. Okay. The queen could pin the rook in the first rank rather than moving rook in 8th rank. Yeah, I guess you mean this queen e3 idea. Okay, let's continue then with the next puzzle. So my gut feeling tells me to play f6 here, but I don't know what happens after knight f7, rook takes h7. That should be great for us. So I guess the problem is pawn takes knight. Whoa, that's too messy. Have you ever been really mad when trying to solve a puzzle? Absolutely. Even on the stream. You can check out previous videos. I went mad. I think I go mad once or twice per session. Yeah, that's true, Colombo. Too many pieces, too many possibilities. I guess I need to focus a little. So e6. Let's see. What do we have here? This knight is pinned. But of course I'm not gonna take on h7 because he takes with the queen. And then I'm checkmated, or not. Okay, I'm not sure if I want to calculate this. Rook takes h7, queen takes, king f6. Do I really want to calculate that? Maybe I'm even checkmated with knight check, pawn takes, knight check, king e5. No, I won't calculate that. Let's not calculate that. Knight f6 is suggesting Candela. Saving the knight, attacking the bishop. That's a very sensible move. Very, very sensible move. Yep. Solving the threat and attacking a pinned piece. So both of these guys are pinned. So saving the piece, good. Attacking another piece, good. Although knight f8 keeps both pins. So knight f8, it's also interesting. I'm trying to wonder what's the difference between knight f6 and knight f8. Okay, this pawn is hanging, by the way, on d5. So I guess against both knight f8 and knight f6. Okay, so knight f6 defends that pawn. That's a difference. So knight f6, if knight takes d5, I just take that knight. And knight f8 allows knight takes d5, which is not good. So yeah, knight f6 definitely makes a lot of sense. Probably the winning move. What can white do? I guess white can try to build more pressure, bringing the rooks or taking on f7 first. But I guess we just take the piece and that's it. And after knight takes bishop, keeping on. After knight takes bishop, yeah, we're pinning the knight. Colombo has $5 on knight f8. Then let's try knight f6. And let's take this knight. Yay! Yeah, it wasn't very long puzzle. Yes, knight f8 had this problem. Not easy where to put the queen now. Okay, let's continue. Well, there's a forking here. But this queen also seems a little bit trapped. So maybe by keeping this knight defending b4, we can do something about that queen. So what's the material count? We're a piece down. We are a piece down, so probably winning an exchange is a bad idea. So what about rook d3 or rook a1? Well, rook a1 allows the queen to get out, so let's narrow it down to rook d3. Is rook d3 winning the queen? Okay, someone has followed. When I say someone, I mean, I don't know how to spell that. But thank you for following. I don't know how to spell your name. Okay, rook d3 seems to win a queen. My only concern is after queen takes rook, black is going to have rook and bishop for a queen. But we're still threatening a fork. Yeah, I have the feeling that rook d3 is the only logical move here. Yeah, I don't see any other advantage we could possibly have in this position. So yeah, that was it. Still, position is complicated. Black will have the possibility to create a passer here, rook and bishop for the queen, but on the other hand, this king is a bit exposed and that pawn on h5 is weak, so I guess white is winning. Let's continue. Pollo Frito, Pollo Frito has followed. Thank you, buddy. Why wasn't the fork the solution? Okay, let's go back for a sec and show Colombo the problem. And I think the problem is easy to understand if you count the pieces. We're a piece down here. So if I check... I hope this doesn't count as a failure on my rating. No, it does not, because I already solved this. Okay. Oof. So yeah, I want to show the line. So if I check here, king moves, let's say a sensible move. I'm not sure what's a sensible move here. Okay, and we take the rook. Here we have a rook for two bishops. That ain't good. That ain't good, Colombo. Yeah, so coup twitch is right. Trapping a queen is better than winning a rook, well, an exchange in this case. And if we do the fork and we win the exchange, we're even in bad shape here, because, yeah, 2 bishops for the rook. I really prefer the 2 bishops. So yeah, because we were a piece down, it's not good to win an exchange. Okay, let's continue. So I really want to checkmate, check, check, and queen f5, and then rook f7, winning the queen, and probably checkmating. Yeah, it's forced checkmate, if right. So rook f8. Ah, no, my rook is pinned on f1. What am I saying? Ooh. +4 instead of +2. No, it's not +2. It would be rook versus 2 bishops, and I think black even had a better structure, so I think after taking that exchange, black has the advantage. It's not +2. Check, then check with queen on c file. You mean on f file. And yeah, that's what I thought. Rook check, bishop takes, and I wanted to take back with rook takes f8. The problem is the rook on f1 is pinned, so that would be a huge blunder to play rook f8 here, which, yeah, would be nice to do, but I guess I need to sacrifice the queen for that to work, and I'm not sure of doing that. But I do have a check here. I don't know if it's useful or not. Check, check, check. What's going on here? h6 was black's move. Why h6? What was our threat? Ah, our threat was queen takes e4. Yeah, that I can see. Now with h6, queen takes e4 does not make sense anymore. What about bishop d2? Or bishop b2? Queen d2 to threaten the rook. Yeah, the problem with queen d2 is I'm forcing the trade, and probably to force the trade I would prefer bishop d2. But I'm not sure if that trade is good or bad. If only this bishop wasn't defending the f8 square. Rook f7. Nice idea. Okay, rook f7 is an interesting idea. I don't know what's really the follow-up. Let's say queen b8, for example. Yeah, I'm not sure. Black can also take on f1 first, but I guess queen b8 is enough. I'm thinking about sacrificing here, but but I don't see. No, I cannot see that working. Okay, queen a8 is interesting. Let's work on that. King h7. So if rook e8, then rook f8 check. If rook e8, rook f8 check, and we're winning material. Or not. No, we're not. What am I saying? No way. No, then that's bad. Queen f8 was told? No, it wasn't. I thought about it, but I didn't see a good plan with queen f8. However, no, it doesn't work. I was thinking now rook f8, bishop takes on queen f5, but nah, that cannot work. Black just takes on f1. When you do blindfold chess, do you memorize the board based on the tile names, or do you just know the board and so you can name the tiles where things are? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I understand exactly what you mean. I mean, I understand the words, but I don't really understand the difference. I guess I know the board. Yeah, bishop b2 is a nice idea. I thought about it, but it feels slow. It feels slow. And black is black threatening some bishop g3? No, I guess bishop g3 is never a problem because of rook f8. But okay, bishop b2, I don't know. It's a bit slow. Bishop d2 also. You know the board and the position of the pieces on it. Yeah. Okay, queen a8 check. Rook e8. Rook takes e1, rook takes a8. No, that doesn't work. Okay, rook f7 might not be that bad. Now, queen b8, maybe we can create some pressure on g7. Like bishop takes h6, pawn takes, queen h5. No, queen f5 then. Yeah, so rook f7 actually has a threat that I overlooked when we were talking about this previously. After queen b8, I want to take on h6. And if pawn takes, then queen f5. And if queen g8, queen f6 check with mate. So yeah, rook f7 is interesting. And if he takes on f1, I just take, no problem there. Rook f7, queen moves, either queen f5 first or bishop takes h6. I think bishop takes h6 is more forcing. If you know the pieces or you're relying on the tiles a1, b7 to piece them in your head. Yeah, I guess you just know, you see the board. You really see the board. And you see where the pieces are. It's about visualization. I don't know if you reach a point from playing so much you know where the pieces are, or it's just a skill you practice. It's probably the same. Like, you play so much that you get that skill from the practice. What's your favorite snack while playing chess? Okay, let me try this. When I play chess, classical chess, I usually have fruit, like apples and bananas, and then I do have also chocolate. That's what I take when I play long games. For us just chilling like now, anything could do. So I wanted to take now on h6, and if pawn takes queen f5, I can start with queen f5, I guess. Is bishop takes g3 a threat? I don't think so. Bishop takes h6, bishop takes g3, bishop takes g7. I cannot calculate everything, but I like the idea, so let me do it. Ah, I failed. Bishop b2. Yeah. Oops, that was a blunder, yes. And now, what? Takes. No. What's going on here? We will see the inner rage come out in this puzzle. Yeah. Let me try to understand this position. Queen takes bishop cannot work. So wow, both are hanging after this. Rook and bishop are hanging. Wow. Whew. Wow, very hard to see. So after trading rooks, king f2, the rook has no square to keep the bishop defended. So both bishop and rook are hanging. That was very hard. That was very hard to see from the distance. 64 squares is too much for my brain to keep in memory. I don't think so. I think people we usually have a lot more things in our heads. We just don't realize. And when you are familiar to the squares, it's not so hard, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, I don't play a lot of blindfold. I do from time to time, and yeah, sometimes I miss pieces, especially pawns. I do miss where if some pawn was pushed or not. Okay, bishop takes h7. So if I take knight g5 check, king g6, g4, rook takes, knight takes e3. So takes knight g5 check, king g6, g4, knight takes e3. And I feel like I'm taking a lot of material. And after takes, if he trades here first, then it's not a big deal. Well, I guess I have to take, otherwise it doesn't make sense for this to be a puzzle. So, and now I guess I have to go to g6. What else? Or is there any defense if I go back? Oh, I don't think so, because queen takes, knight f6, queen takes f7. I don't like that. King d6. Okay. Oh shit. Darn. Okay, so it's time for me to grab more coffee. I'll be back in a minute. I'll let you... Goodbye 2400. Okay, we renew the goal. I'll let you the next puzzle in here. And I'll be right back.
Big shots to fool me around. You can give me anything. You've got big sack of potatoes and worth a lot. No. Ram with this set of sand. Stole from a cuckoo's nest. Give me anything you've got. Ain't got no money in my bank account. And I'm
Hey, yes, I should work on my be right back banner, not to block the position. Sorry about it. Anyway, that way we can solve it with the same timing. So so what do we have here? We have, so e5 intends to defend the bishop, but behind that bishop is another undefended bishop. So first thing that comes to my mind is to attack this bishop over here. Since knight e4 and knight b5 doesn't quite seem possible, I'm thinking about queen d2. What happens with queen d2? Is queen d2 winning a piece? Queen d3, yeah, that's another idea. Queen d3 is another idea. There must be a difference between queen d2 and queen d3. Ah, superb. Remy Spieler. That's true. Bishop h3, didn't see that coming, didn't see that counterplay. Yeah, bishop h3 is definitely annoying. So queen d2, bishop h3 saves both bishops, because I need to stop the mate and then the other bishop can be defended or moved. So yeah, queen d3 must be the solution. That's it. Thank you for your help, Remy Spieler. What do we have here? Oh, complicated position. H6 doesn't seem to work, right? And queen g6 as a preparation might be too slow. Queen takes b2, or pawn takes d3 also. Queen g6, pawn takes d3, and yeah, I don't know. Da, 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 da. Okay, this rook cannot be moved. That might be important. This is too complicated. This is defending here. Wow, what a complicated position. So even moves like knight f5 make sense. Attacking the undefended bishop. And if pawn takes d3, knight takes bishop, pawn takes c2 check, king c1, no, queen e3 check. No, the knight is defending e3. Whoa, this is too complicated position, too messy. So knight f5 makes sense. But a lot of possibilities, like bishop c5, h6, or knight h6. No, knight h6 is not possible. Too complicated. Is there anything simpler? Let's give up. I like that one. No. I need to go back to 2400. Okay, let's look for the forcing moves. For example, h6. What happens with h6? If he takes here, pawn takes g7 is mate. So h6 is a pretty forcing move. H takes g7 would be checkmate. So black has to do something about it. Yeah, knight f5, I like that idea, but let me try first the simpler, the most forcing line. Both queen g6 and knight f5 are moves I like. They're a little bit slow. Let's start with h6, the most forcing move. And then if we find it's not working for some reason, then we try to overcome that reason. So h6, what can black do? Black cannot take it, but black needs to prevent pawn takes g7 with checkmate, and since it's checkmate because if it is a double check, black cannot defend g7. So I guess the only options for black are both g6 or g5. G5 doesn't feel right, but okay. What do we do after that? Or h6, g5, I guess we can take, and if he takes here, it's too complicated, too messy. Can you play simultaneous chess versus your chat today? Yes, I can. Let's do some more tactics. Let's get to 2400 or half an hour and then I can play you. So yeah, h6, g6. Knight h7, said Candela. Yeah, that's no, but that's losing because pawn takes d7 and it's checkmate anyway in the next move. Yeah, so knight h7 was not possible. Yeah, I guess g6 is the only move that makes sense against h6. And then I can probably play h7. And if rook g7, then knight f5. Yeah, I don't know. Let's not give up, but let's do the move without calculating everything. And yeah, that's how you lose points. Let's try now the alternatives. Queen g6 was the winning one. And it makes a lot of sense, actually, because it prevents g6. Yeah. Oh. Ah, there's d4. Against bishop c5, there's d4. What am I thinking? Yes, Candela, it was mate in the next move, I think. But we can see it now. So, yeah, queen g6 was the move. Yeah, after h6, knight h7, pawn takes here, only legal move is rook takes, and then queen g7 is mate. So knight h7 was not a defense. The problem is g6 was a defense, and apparently h7 is not good enough. So queen g6 was required. And yeah, actually not so hard. I continue failing these messy positions. Okay, let's see, queen e1. What do we have here? We have a fork, not there. We have a fork here. But then the knight will not be defending e8 properly. So bishop takes first, queen takes, and then knight g4 makes sense. Especially because after knight takes f2, we will be threatening g2 a lot. So that's a forcing line that feels right. We could also try to add more pressure with queen c7 first, but I guess after bishop f4, that's no good. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Now, this, so, okay, problem continues. Oh man. Two moves that make sense. Only one of them should be right. Rosing Svinet has followed, thank you. So knight h3 check, the knight might be out of play. Knight g4 controlling the important e5 square. The problem is after, no, that's no problem. After h3, g3 is weak, so yeah, I'm not sure. Both moves seem right. Yeah, now I'm seeing that. Yeah, now I understand. White has this threat. and this rook will hang. There are no squares for this rook. So I guess after knight h3 check, check stops a pawn push. Yeah, the problem is knight g4 also stops it, right? Why is e5 important? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe to prevent some constructions with the queen on e5 and something. I'm not sure whether it's that important, but it seems an important square. It's very centered. So check. King moves to g2, attacking the knight, and then we cannot prevent f6 in time. So I guess knight g4 is the only way to prevent f6. So I guess we go knight g4, and then we take the pawn. And that's it. So yeah, that was the tricky... f6 was the tricky idea here. After check, king g2 only move to attack the knight. And now if we move the knight, f6, and this rook is trapped. Okay. Okay. Good. Let's continue. So queen takes, rook c8 check. And if king g7, we have knight f5 check. And we're gonna be a rook up. So queen takes, rook check. Yeah, and black cannot prevent eventually going to g7. The best black can do is probably knight f8. But even then, we're gonna be a piece up. So queen takes, rook c8 check, knight f8, rook takes check, king g8, knight f5 check, king takes rook, knight takes queen, and we're a piece up. Feels right. Oopsie. And I think there's no choice for black here but to take the queen. Yeah, I like it. It's very forcing. Knight f8, I take, and we're a piece up here. Okay, that was easy. What the heck do you think this many moves ahead in bullet games? It depends on the position, but you see, if you see in the previous couple of puzzles, I was struggling. Well, maybe the previous one was easy, but 2 puzzles ago, these positions with so many pieces, nothing clear, it's hard for me to calculate even 2 moves in a row. But this is so all forcing. This is all forcing. So when you have a forced line, the good thing is you can calculate many moves ahead because it's all forcing. So first you need to find the forcing moves. Forcing moves are always checks, checkmate threats, and captures. So here I considered this check, which is stupid, so I immediately discarded it. But then I considered this capture, and when you see this capture, only move for black is to take the queen, because black has no checks, black has no other forcing moves, so black has to take the queen back. And then we have a check. Check is a forcing move, so it's the first one I will consider. And whenever the king escapes, we have this fork. So yeah, it's not so hard to calculate this, because it's very forcing. It's all a sequence of forcing moves. I think it has to do maybe with visualization. You know, maybe the most complicated part is to visualize the position and understand knight f5 works in all lines. If black ends this badly, wouldn't he not take the queen? Yeah, but the problem is we took a free rook then. So Yeah, I think the only move here, the only reasonable move is to take the queen, because yeah, if he does, I don't know, this, black is just a rook down. That's why I only considered rook takes queen here. And after the check, he has 3 moves. The 3 of them lose material. So I realized knight f8 is the best choice, because then black would take the rook. But yeah, even then we're a piece up, so yeah. Okay, let's continue. 3 points for this one. Queen d4, attacking this rook and attacking this bishop on g7. That's an annoying move, although c5 seems a way to defend everything. And the good news about c5 is then we have c4 trapping a piece. So c5 is my first candidate move. And I found it just because I was looking at white's threats. Just that. Another move that makes sense, looking at white's threats, is rook to d7. Who's my favorite top chess player? That's a tough question. I really like them all. I really enjoy a lot watching all of the top players. Like, it's hard for me to pick one that I would like the most. I like, maybe because of this style, I like Mamedyarov. Although, honestly, I like all of them. As I said, Aronian, yeah, Levon Aronian is one that I enjoy a lot. Not only as a chess player, but also as a person. But yeah, any of them, really, I enjoy a lot watching Carlsen, Nakamura, Caruana, even Giri. Yeah, it's hard to pick one. But yeah, because of this style, maybe Shahriar Mamedyarov or Yang Nepomniachtchi, those kind of dynamic players. Although honestly, at that level, all of them can play any style. That's also true. And Carlsen is the best, no question about it. So rook d7 makes sense. The problem is then I don't have c4 in one go. So I really like the c5 idea. c5, queen moves, c4. So what can white try? If white tries to keep this attacked, like c5, queen e3, then I trade on e5 and then I go c4. And I think I'm winning a piece anyway. There's a chess player named Mama... No, I said Mamedyarov. Mamedyarov. I don't know how to spell it. Mamedyarov. It's Shahriar Mamedyarov. Who's Dimol? Dimol. Who did I say? Demol. Ah, them all. Yeah, I said I like them all of them. maybe that's... Sorry about my spelling. Sorry about my English. I said I like them all. And Mamedyarov, not Mamedyarov. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go for c5. And now I guess c4 is winning the piece. I can trade here first, so let me think for a moment. If I don't trade first, after c4, white takes on g7. So I guess I have to take here first, and then c4. I almost failed this one. Okay, here. The guy from Azerbaijan, yes. Yes, Azerbaijan has a lot of good players. And yeah, he's the number one there. So it's a pity we cannot take here because rook takes queen is check. So yeah. He played in the candidates. I like them all of them. I like them all. I like all of them. Is that a country, Azerbaijan? Yes, it is. Actually, capital city of Azerbaijan, if I'm not mistaken, is Baku. Is Baku the where Garry Kasparov was born, right? Rook can take it. Yes, sure. Rook, I can take with the rook, of course. Yeah, I wasn't paying too much attention to this position. So if I take the bishop, bishop g4 was played. So what's the intention of that move? To take advantage of this ping, but what happens when I take? What is white's idea? Rook e1 is not possible, queen g6 is not possible, queen h7 is not possible. So, I mean, I cannot believe this puzzle is rook takes bishop and the puzzle is done. White has to have some resource, maybe d6, because the queen is protecting both h7 and e4 and preventing the check on e1. So maybe d6, after rook takes g4, d6. But then I can even take it. What's the problem with rook takes b5? Yeah, rook takes g4 actually. No, I'm trying to understand what's the problem. Rook takes g4, d6. Yeah, if I take it, then rook d1. So I guess after d6 I have to be careful and play something like queen e3. Yeah, queen e3 is really strong. Rook takes g4, d6, queen e3. Threatening queen f2. Well, maybe not that strong. But still a good move. Yeah, then queen h7. So yeah, that's interesting. If d6, queen e3, queen h7 is good for... Oh guys, I'm realizing one thing. I'm realizing that in this position we might be able to castle long. We might be able to castle long in this position. Rook camping queen? How is that? Do you like that computer artificial intelligence is getting better than all the human chess players? It's been a while, I think, since computers are already better than us. I think it's good. It's good for us. I don't know if I follow you. Queen b2? After the castle, you mean? If you castle long queen b2? Yeah, I don't know. So if I castle long immediately, bishop takes check, king takes rook. That's one idea, although then bishop c6 checks. So I guess castles long is not good. But in some lines it can be, like rook takes, d6, queen e3, queen h7 I thought was great for white, but then I castle long. That's when I was thinking castles long was interesting. In that line with where queen h7 was really annoying. So yeah, if I'm... let me get the moves of the game, because I have the full game here. I can see whether we can castle or not. We were black. La 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 la, d takes c4, h3, gh, bishop takes d7, rook g8. Yeah, I think we can castle. So my idea is rook takes. Okay, let me take. By the way, I don't see any good move. And now d6 as expected. And now I thought queen e3, queen h7, and then is when I castle long. And that's a great move. But of course there must be some other moves besides queen e3. I don't want to leave this file. That's the problem. Like, let's say I go here, then rook e1 check, rook comes to e7. I don't like that. Even though... no, yeah, actually after the check I can no longer castle. So I don't want to leave this. And if I don't leave it, then I can only move to these two squares. And yeah, queen e3 feels a little bit more active. So yeah, I'm gonna go there. And I failed. No way I can take the pawn. There's no way I can take the pawn. So queen e6. Queen e6 was the move. Attacking... now he's attacking a5, so if castle's long, queen takes a5. It's really dangerous. And rook e1 is a threat. That's why I didn't want queen e6. I preferred queen e3, preventing queen d2. So... if I castle long, yeah, castle is a good move. No, it's not. Shit. Yeah, I lost points. I thought I could castle because after queen a5 I have queen check, and queen takes on b7. But maybe queen takes a5 is not the idea for white here. I don't know what to do here. Okay, let's try some random moves. This king f8, rook e1. I cannot believe this line. Seriously? Oh my. I cannot believe this line. And that was the solution. Oh man. This feels like a computer line. I mean, it's not very human to play like this, to my eyes. Maybe I'm mistaken, but it's way too scary. So what was wrong about queen e3? We should halt computer advancement just before it overtakes the human brain. No, I think computers are very good at tasks, you know, in automation and tasks involving calculations and optimizations. I don't know. Some tasks computers are good at. That's what it has to be. If they do those tasks, then we can do more human tasks. So what was wrong about this? I thought if queen h7 I can castle. But maybe that's no good. Well, this is checkmate. This is checkmate. So yeah, maybe queen back to here. Is that the line those two players played? I don't know. I don't know how can I... Well, I guess I can open the game in a new tab and see what did they play in the game. I hope they didn't play that line because it's too computer-esque. No, they didn't. After bishop g4, black played rook d8, defending the bishop. Then white played correctly with takes here, check. King f7 was a blunder apparently because rook d8 was required, but now white is clearly winning. And yeah, in the computer white won with this checkmate in the game. Okay, let's continue. Wonder if it's a nice brain level yet. I think they tweak these puzzles a little where it's not exactly what the players did. No, it's not exactly. It's definitely not what the players did. Puzzles are taken from real positions where the computer... I think it's actually probably only when the computers fail, but I'm not sure. In any case, it's from positions that are interesting tactically. It does not have to do with what the players did. Hey, Zest of Life, what's up? So, white took on e6. I hope it was a pawn. Yeah, it was a pawn. This rook is hanging, so we better do something about it. But on the other hand, this queen is a little bit trapped, just a little bit, because there's some square here, and if I go here, there's some square here, so yeah, not easy to trap that queen. However, this feels like a some kind of pattern. Some kind of pattern. By the way, what if I play h5? The queen can no longer defend the rook on e6, so h5, if the queen moves, I take a free rook. So I guess white has to try to take as much material as possible. But if rook takes, it's just a rook for a queen. If rook takes on f6, I take on e1 or not. No, I take the queen, and f8 is defended. So yeah, threaten the queen, why not? Colombo says, I don't like when Stockfish tells me to sack a piece when down the line it didn't seem to have a purpose. If Stockfish says to sacrifice a piece, it has probably some purpose. Oh man, h5 was not the solution here. Why is that? Ah, because I trade first. Ooh. Oh man. Okay, now I can pick the knight and be a piece up. I cannot pick the knight. The knight will be defended. What am I saying? Then just move the rook. Interesting. We're gonna be there till midnight to get 2400 back. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, actually I already failed this, so let me try random moves instead of understanding it. Let me try some logical moves. Or maybe not so logical. Take the pawn? Yeah. Okay, let's continue. 30 points to go. Yeah, that's no good. Is this a free piece? What's going on here? So if bishop takes, there's f4 for f4, bishop takes f4, and then g3, and then f7 could be a problem. And if I take with the queen, then what's the deal? Okay guys, I'm gonna stop doing tactics. Seriously? Really? No way. I thought this was bad for us. I thought this was bad. I didn't see this check, by the way. Didn't see bishop e3 check. Okay. So if I get below 2350, I'm gonna stop. Okay, rook d2. So what's going on with queen takes rook? So I keep f2 and h2 defended. So queen takes rook. Isn't that completely winning? Queen takes rook. What can black do? Queen f2 check. Queen f2 check. But queen f2 check was available in the previous move. Queen f2 check. Queen takes f2. Pawn takes f2 check. King to f1. And I'm gonna be a pawn up, but a good pawn. Yeah, let's do it. And the alternative is not to take the queen and play king h1, which is also interesting. King to h1. And I'm upon rook up. Thanks, KubeTwitch. Have a good day. If I play king to h1, I'm a rook up. If I trade, he takes there, king f1, he takes on e1, knight takes, I guess knight e3 check, and then knight takes f5, and that's equal material. So I guess I play king h1. Yay! Okay, here. Trade leaves mate. No, there was no mate. It was a draw, I think, if I trade. Let me go back there for a second. Let me show the line. Takes here. Okay, so if I trade here, h2 is protected, and if knight e3 check, I can just take, or even better, take, because of the back rank. So he has to take here. And then I just take it, and I think after knight e3 check and knight takes f5, it should be a draw. Pawn takes e1, defended by rook at the end. Yeah, but no, the knight the knight was protecting e1. I think the line would be like this, and it should be a draw. So let's say this, and yeah, I think it's a draw. I mean, a draw. It's equal. There's still a lot to play, of course, and these are passed and these are still not, but yeah, it should be equal. Okay, this position. Some discover attacks here, like this is a move, this is a move, this is a move. Too complicated position. Berat Khan's taking. Hello. This position is so complicated. So this is not a move because knight takes defends the queen. What am I saying? So rook takes. I just hang a queen. There's no compensation there. Rook takes e8, queen takes queen, knight takes f6, pawn takes f6, bishop. No. What about bishop h6 first? Does that make any sense? Actually, queen takes rook is a threat that I was totally overlooking. So any attack to the queen, black will just take on e4. Knight g3 maybe, yes. Yes, Candela, I was trying to sacrifice my queen for an attack. For example, rook e7, if black takes the queen, then I have some attack, but the problem is knight takes defends the queen. So yeah, knight g3 makes a lot of sense because it defends both of the pieces that are attacked. I was just trying to attack myself. Knight takes g7 doesn't seem to work. Isn't only move to protect e4 with rook or knight? Well, with knight actually, because the knight is hanging also. So yeah, knight g3 seems like very logical move. I'm trying to see if knight takes g7 or knight takes f6 or some discovered against the queen could work. Like for example, bishop d6, queen takes rook, queen g3, something like that. Actually, queen g3 in the first move is also a forcing move because it threatens mate, so the rook cannot be taken. But I guess queen takes knight is good enough, as is probably g5. So okay, let's see what happens after knight g3. The obvious move. Knight g3, queen can go to g4, to g6, to d7, to c8, to d5, to a5. And what's my follow-up anyway? Yeah, that doesn't feel very forcing. I don't like it. I will do knight g3 only if I don't find anything better. I do have one check here, by the way. Very nice one, by the way. Because queen c4 check, let's say the king moves. Let's rook f7, no, rook f7 hangs the rook on e8, so king moves, I trade rooks, and I go queen f7 threatening the rook, threatening queen g7 mate, and defending the knight. So I guess he has like two defenses. One is rook g8 and the other is queen g6. Queen g6. But against rook g8 I probably have some bishop h6 ideas. And against queen g6 I don't see it. So maybe I need to start with bishop h6 first. Yeah, but then my rook is hanging. Okay, let's go over that line again. Queen c4 check, king h8 only move. Rook takes e8, rook takes e8. Maybe instead of queen f7, I can try knight takes g7. Yeah, knight takes g7 feels right. Hitting the rook, hitting the queen, and king takes g7 is not possible because of bishop h6. I have a challenge from Sammy. Okay. So I like that line. And after knight takes g7, yeah, I'm opening the g file. Let's go to that point and see from here. So queen f7 was nice, but the problem is queen g6, maybe that's the problem. But knight takes g7, what can black do? Black has to move the queen, and I'm gonna be an exchange up at least. Yeah, I think that should be it. That should just be it. And now yeah, got it. Let's continue. Let's continue. Is this a move? No. Is queen takes a move? No, it's not. It cannot be. But it's close, it's close. Mm-hmm. 94 doesn't work. If only I had a check with the knight. Aha, maybe 96 is a move. Yeah, 96 is an interesting move because it attacks the queen, so black cannot take the knight. And after queen takes, I do a check on no way. g7 is not possible. Yeah. Okay, then that's not good. I thought I miscalculated. I cannot take advantage of that position. I still like it after rook takes, pawn takes, rook takes. I like the position, but I guess it's not what I want. And if I go knight c7 check, king here, I take, he takes, I take, it's more or less the same. Oh, I can take, oh, king d7 I take on f8, then he takes with the queen. So knight here, queen takes. Oh, what am I saying? Knight h7 first. Yeah, but I don't see it either. Queen takes. Rook takes, and your point is to win an exchange. That's a good call. Because rook h8 is now possible because of knight f6 check. Yeah, so knight h7 makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's probably the solution. It's very forcing because we're threatening to take on f8, so he has to trade queens. Yeah, that's very forcing. And now I take the bishop, I guess. Yeah, good point. 4 more points. Now I want to take on e7. Check, check. Eesh, almost there. Ah, then bishop c5, check. Not bishop d5. Oh, but there's no mate. I don't see the mate. Check, check, go back. It feels right to take on e7 and then play bishop c5 check. But I guess the solution is queen c7 or something. No, it would be nice, but takes first and rook d1 next? No, that cannot be. So queen takes, king takes, bishop c5 check, king has to be on d7 or d8. Then I bring the rook. King has to go to c7 or c8. And I don't see a mate. Maybe queen takes bishop is not a solution. And bishop c5 first, I don't believe it. Don't play by feelings, chess is a logic game. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey Pluku, what's up? Bishop d5 check should not be good, because king f8 and the king escapes. Okay, let me calculate again. Queen takes e7, king takes, bishop c5 check, king d8, rook d1, king c8, king c8. But the knight is actually stopping his bishop from controlling d7. So I might be able to take on it on f7. Ah, king d8 first. Okay, so if king d7, then rook e7 and bishop takes f7. But if king d8 first, you know what? I'm gonna play by feelings because I cannot calculate everything. So I'm gonna fail this. Yes. Then I'm gonna try a different move. Remember the moment I said probably the solution is queen c7 or something? Yeah, okay. Still above 2350, so I'm gonna continue. Okay, not a lot of options here. Okay, this is not possible. So this is one move that allows a check on a4. This is a move. This is a probably losing move because of rook h8 check. Unless we're checkmating or something, but we're not. We're not checkmating, so So this, and after this check I go here, I guess. And with this check I have to be careful because b5, queen a6. So maybe this is the only move that does not allow a check with the queen. And after rook h6 check, king f7, And if rook h7, king g6, and if rook g7, king h6. Queen takes f3. We're not mating. No, we're not if we lose the d8 rook. I mean, I was I was talking about the lines where we lose the rook on d8 and see whether we are mating there. If he takes on d8, he's protecting against our promotion, so I don't guess. Someone teach me how to reach 2566 over the board. Yeah, I reached 2580 something on tactics, but I guess I need to focus to get up there again. So yeah, my point is now he only has checks with the rook, so at some point checks stop, and that's it. Okay, 97. Wow, this feels very, very, very similar to one we already solved. Maybe it's from the same game. So what happens if I take it? What's wrong about taking it? Bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop, rook f8, and it's equal material. So maybe the solution is just move the king, and then these two are hanging, and the queen cannot defend the knight. So king d8 forces knight f5, I guess. Yeah, and king e7, knight f5 is check, so I don't like it. But king d8, knight f5, and then queen d7. What about that? The real challenge to reach 3000, yes. So king d8, knight f5, queen d7. I think we're winning a piece. Doesn't rook g8 lose the rook to queen? What? I don't follow you, Colombo. I cannot play rook g8, I'm in check. And yeah, I don't know if you are following any specific line. Maybe I said rook g8 instead of rook f8. I meant rook f8. Bishop takes, queen takes, rook f8. Anyway, I think king d8 should be winning the piece, so let's do it. Let's take this free piece. There you go. Yeah, no, I meant... sorry, here I meant rook f8. Okay, 9 points. This bishop, I cannot take it, right? Bishop g5. What's going on? Rook e8, bishop takes queen. That's good for us. So bishop g5, rook e8. I can even take the rook first, but probably taking the queen is okay. So we're on exchange down, so winning the exchange is not enough. Shouldn't be enough. So after bishop g5, queen f3, yeah, the thing is the rook is not defended, so we're probably winning a full rook, ending a piece up. Queen f3, I take the rook. And if rook e8 next, so that's the critical line, maybe. Queen f3, bishop takes d2, rook e8. Maybe queen c7 just defends everything. bishop takes g6, rook takes rook, bishop takes rook. Or maybe it's not so easy. Think Guru has followed. Thank you, buddy. So queen c7 might not be defending everything. So bishop g5, queen f3, bishop takes rook, rook e8. Maybe I have to trade. Queen takes rook, and I don't like it. I don't like it. But if I go queen c7, there's bishop takes g6, and my knight is pinned. My knight is pinned. Ah, rook takes e8, bishop takes e8, queen e7, attacking the bishop and threatening mate. Yeah, that should be it. Because queen e3 is not possible because of my bishop on d2, and that would be the only defense. Actually not. He has queen e4 or queen e2. Huh. Queen e2. I cannot see a win there, but honestly bishop g5 makes a lot of sense. Ah, so maybe taking the bishop first. Bishop g5, queen f3, bishop takes f7. Queen takes f7, bishop takes d2, and there's no rook e8. Yeah, that's it, I think. 6-hour racing king's tourney, you should get the shield. No, first of all, I think I cannot compete for that. And secondly, 6 hours, I don't think so. So bishop g5, queen f3, bishop takes f7, I think. Oh, man. Okay, now this is the last puzzle because I'm officially below 2350. So this is it. This is over. Now let me just try to understand why this is the solution. Should I take? Yeah, I didn't believe this, but yeah, it's a lot of material for the queen. And the two bishops, yeah, that's good. Probably I would continue with this, with white, preventing the bishop from going here and be solid. Oh, but then... No, he takes with the queen, no problem. Yeah. I don't know. Do some turning. Yeah, someone talked about a simul after the tactics. I was going to do a simul, but first I need to go for a walk with my dog. So I will be starting a new stream in like half an hour or 1 hour. So my stupid calculation was to play queen c7 here, and then I thought bishop takes, rook takes, bishop takes, queen e7, defending, threatening mate, and attacking, and then I saw the defense queen e2 or queen e4, probably both of them, but queen e2 attacking this, and this felt like a draw to me. That's why I decided to take first on here on f7. And what is the problem here? Because I thought that after this, there's no rook e8, of course. But maybe, instead of queen takes f7, white has something stronger, like rook here, I don't know. Let me see what the engine things about this. Rook d e2, 0.0. Queen takes f7 also. And after bishop takes d2, rook e7. Oh yeah, I missed that. So queen here, bishop takes d2, rook here. Yeah, that's good. Because I cannot take here, because then how do I defend the mate without sacrificing a piece? And after bishop h6, I don't know, maybe g5, g4, or maybe knight e4. Computer thinks this is a draw. So, okay, never mind. Okay, Colombo, that's not fun. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna do a break. I'm gonna go for a walk with my dog, probably 1 hour or so, and I'll be back doing a simul or a tournament, we'll see, in like 1 hour from now. Thank you for sharing this session with me, going down in tactics rating. Yeah, too much to calculate, and I'm already a little bit tired, so I really cannot keep doing tactics. So okay, see you in a while. Bye bye.